Let's talk about those Houston Rockets. Here we are with my way too early season preview of the Houston Rockets. I want to hear those thoughts down below. What do you guys think of the Houston Rockets? Their roster is basically finalized, as they basically have everyone that they like. They're all their roster spaces are basically taken. But let's talk about what has happened. Okay, so first off, we know what happened in the draft. They drafted themselves Jabari Smith, the man that I said is a two-way version of Rashard Lewis. Okay, and they also got themselves Ty Washington, Tari Eason, which were great pickups in my opinion. Great pickups. They also brought in, Trevor Hudgens. And for me, I think this was a good year for them. Okay, they built on last year's draft. And also, let's talk about some of the free agents that we saw. And those free agents, Jayshawn Tate, they let him become a free agent, and then they compensated him. Dennis Schroeder walked, and Bruno Fernando walked. And the thing is I like what they've done. I have very much liked what they did. So I want to hear your thoughts down below. What do you think this team's record is? I think they'll be a team that, especially with Steven Siles as the coach, I think they could very much be like the 12th in the standings, like just outside competing for a play-in spot. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking about that, but I'm a pretty optimistic guy. And the roster's pretty set right now. So let's talk about what the rotations could look like and why. But basically, right now, if they don't cut anybody, well, they'll have to cut some guys, but they have 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19 guys, but one of them is on a two-way contract, so they're going to have to cut 3 guys, I believe. And I believe there's 2 of those guys will be Trey Burke and Sterling Brown, just because they're older. Maybe Marquise Chris can squeak in there. I think conversations with Will Upton, he's made it seem like they're going to keep Eric Gordon on the roster. So I think they cut Sterling Brown and Trey Burke, and then maybe, put Marquise Chris on a two-way, or they cut him. But they've said they're keeping Boban Marjanovic, so expect him to be on the team. So right now, the starting lineup obviously is going to be Kevin Porter, Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, Jayshawn Tate, and Alperen Sengun. If they go with the same lineup from last year, I personally think the starting lineup is going to be Kevin Porter, Jalen Green, Jayshawn Tate, Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun. Then they're going to run Eric Gordon as the primary guy, like 6th man off the bench. And I think Ty Washington will be the backup point guard, with Josh Christopher playing some small forward with Garrison Matthews, and then Daishen Nix also fighting with Ty Washington to be the backup point guard. Then you run yourself Tari Eason at backup power forward and probably playing some small forward and even small ball 5. I think Alperen Sengun, Usman Garuba, and Boban Marjanovic will be rotating between the center positions. I don't even know if Boban Marjanovic is going to play. He might just be a marketing ploy, just be a guy for branding reasons. But I honestly think if they could also cut Waba, but I think they want to keep him. And if they were going to cut him, they would have already. So yeah, I think Kevin Porter, Trey Burke's going to get cut. So I think Kevin Porter, Ty Washington, and Daishen Nix are the point guard rotation. Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, and Josh Christopher is the shooting guard rotation. And then small forward, I think it's going to be Jayshawn Tate, Garrison Matthews, and a combination of KJ Martin if he stays, Tari Eason, and Jabari Smith also playing small forward, while power forward's probably going to be a combination of Jayshawn Tate, KJ Martin, Tari Eason, and Jabari Smith playing there, and even Alperen Sengun. And if they keep Marquise Chris, will be playing times at power forward, I believe. They're going to try to get Usman Garuba. Usman Garuba averaged like 2 points. Usman Garuba was so horrendous offensively last year that I can't even defend him. It was bad. It was bad, and I'll admit how bad it was. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What is your expectations from this Houston Rockets team? Are you guys on the same page as me? And that they need to, I feel like it's almost a requirement for their success to go out there and get themselves like situated almost to a play-in. Like they have to be competitive this year. They can't be lackadaisical. They did what was needed, okay? So it's time to bite. It's time to play hungry. That's at least how I see it. And maybe that's just me being optimistic, but I really do think this team needs to be going for like the 12th seed and trying to be actually competitive and being good. So that's where I want to hear you guys. Sorry if you hear my dog. She's chewing on a bone, and I'm like, I don't want to. She seems so happy. I don't want to mess with her. Hopefully she's been quiet, but definitely I think it's something that people aren't contributing. That yes, like this team, I think they just can't be pussyfooting around. And I think they need to actually be competitive and almost going for a play-in spot. I think they have the talent, okay? Plus, we need Kevin Porter Jr. to take the jump. Jalen Green's got to take the jump. Look, Jalen Green, I love Jalen Green and everything, but let's be honest, Jalen Green, so far, okay, I know, it's 1 year, but we need Jalen Green to come out and look like Anthony Edwards was in year 2, okay? Make that jump. He shot 34% from 3. He looked better after the All-Star break, let's admit, okay? He was a different cat pre and post All-Star break. He started to cook with gas, and look, post All-Star break, he was shooting 39% almost from 3 on 8 attempts, 48% from the field. He was grabbing 4 rebounds, dishing 3 assists, had almost a steal game, 22 points. Come on, dog. That's the Jalen Green we need to see next year. That's the Jalen Green that's going to help this team go almost into, the play-in, in my opinion. And I think this is a team capable of that. And I honestly think like they've been undersold at times. So that's where I want to hear your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this team? Are you guys on the same page as me? Or am I being, again, overzealous and too excited about what this team is capable of? So let me just go in a few other things. I think, yeah, like, again, it's going to come down to who's going to, because they signed everyone they drafted. So for me, I would put Marquise Chris on the other two-way contract, okay? And then I would cut Trey Burke. I would cut, Sterling Brown, and I would run that. Maybe even cut David Waba and just run out with Marquise Chris. You need another big guy, and I think Marquise Chris kind of fills that void or need. So for me, I would keep that. I think it's in their best interest, obviously, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm also, while you're watching this, I'm actually driving to Maryland, so it'll just be funny to. I'll be like back next week. I'll be gone for a few days. It'll be interesting. I'm going to visit my parents for a few days, and my parents live in Maryland. I go to school out in Kansas. Hopefully my recording makes it. I've frozen. I have completely frozen, but it's still recording. We're gonna make it to the 8-minute marker, and hopefully it doesn't freeze. But thank you. Gotta pay the bills. Thank you for watching, guys.